What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. So this is going to be just kind of a little raw little video. It's not going to be nothing crazy or nothing. I just wanted to talk about my journey as far as a photographer and just some of the things that I guess keep me motivated in photography in general, and of course video also. But I've been doing photography since 2012, but actually launched my business in 2013. What got me started was I worked for a company doing for flooring like basketball courts and events. And I was a sales manager for a little while, and then I went into doing event management. And they just started sending a camera with me to take pictures of these events, and it kind of got me intrigued and like interested in it. At first it was with Nikon, and then when I started thinking, well, people started telling me how good some of the pictures were and this and that, I thought, well, maybe I should, play around with this a little bit, and because it was interesting to me. So of course I got on YouTube, watched a bunch of videos. I ended up going with Canon, and I've been with Canon the whole time. I tried Sony for about 3 months, and it just wasn't for me, so I ended up going back to Canon. But my first camera was a Canon D7, and then I bought a D7 Mark II, and then I got a Canon D5 Mark III, and that's what was the camera I was using until I went to mirrorless. But anyway, long story short, I just did that, and it got me involved in it. Someone asked me to do some family pictures. I did them, did a little quick edit on them. They reshared them, and it kind of grew from there. A family member or ex-family member did weddings and been doing photography for years. I admired her work. I had reached out to her and wanted to kind of shadow her a little bit on some sessions like couples and so forth. So she let me do that for a while, and I didn't even bring a camera with me. I just kind of went to watch just to see how she interacted with the clients and stuff like that. But when I got serious about it and started doing it more and more, and I started growing, I thought, man, I said, I would like to do weddings. Weddings would be cool. So I reached out to this young lady and said, hey, what's the chances of me second shooting with you? She was also a Canon shooter. She's like, yes, that would be awesome. And I still shot with a DSLR. So I went with her, did that. She let me keep a few of the pictures, done some edits on them, shared them. Got my first wedding booked within 2 weeks of sharing the pictures. Did my first wedding with a non-mirrorless camera. After that first wedding, I took some of that money and bought a RP. That's what got me into the mirrorless. But during this time, that was probably about 2016 maybe, because I shot with a non-mirrorless camera for a while. And then when I got mirrorless, I did that. I shot with those and started doing weddings on my own. I think I did 3 weddings with this young lady before I felt comfortable enough to, really, go at it. And then I stayed booked. My first year of me doing it on my own, I booked 18 weddings. Second year, I did 22 weddings. Third year, I did 24. That is a lot for me because I also work a full-time job. So this is more of a side business, but to make a little extra money, but also I work a full-time job Monday through Friday. Well, and fast forward a little bit, I started investing in more and more cameras, and I have a lot of cameras now and a lot of gear in general. I started dipping into the video stuff, and watched a few people at some of the weddings that I was doing photography for that were doing video, and just got intrigued with that and decided I wanted to mess with that a little bit. Started doing a lot of little stuff first, and then I did a little music video for a young lady, and then that really got me really involved in it. And now I offer, of course, video. I try not to do both because it's really tough to try to do both at a wedding because I am by myself usually. I do have some second shooters that I use, but most of them are not familiar with video. So, and I don't throw off my full trust on a second shooter to lead as a photographer. I'm doing video, so it's tough. So I try not to do it. But what really got me busy in the whole thing was, and I'm going to be a little personal, in 2020 of March, my son had passed away in a car wreck. And that really changed my outlook and stuff as far as life in general. And I went through some tough times, depression and stuff, and didn't know if I was going to be able to come out of it. I struggled. I really struggled. And what kept me sane, I guess you'd say, is me being busy and just keeping my mind busy and all that. And I got really busy with the photography and stuff, and was also still at that time working a full-time job. And, you know, I run into people all the time that ask me about, you know, how, you know, you look good, you're doing good and all this stuff, you know. And I just, you know, no one really knows your journey, but I feel like if people did, that maybe that someone would be a little kinder and all that. And, you know, as far as like some of the comments and stuff that I get on YouTube and this and that. And I don't have a lot of subscribers, and I'm trying, you know, but I enjoy doing that, all this. So this is what I like doing. So if you don't get a lot of subscribers, so be it, that's fine. This is what I like doing, and I'll continue to do it, you know. I really am fascinated with all this, and going through that with the loss of my son, really, it's like I devote so much to everything that I'm involved with, and I just am so hard on myself that I don't want to fail at it, you know. And sometimes this stuff is discouraging, you know, like you feel like, man, you know, I'm almost at this amount of people or this and that, you know, and sometimes it's tough, you know. And honestly, I just wanted to get on here and share this because if you're struggling, you know, with your photography or whatever, just keep on. I mean, the best thing to do is just keep doing it. You're always going to run into people that's going to be negative about it. And 9 times out of 10, it's going to be another photographer, sadly. But, you know, I feel like we all need to band together and just support each other. And a lot of times it's not like that. But just take your camera with you, get out, shoot. The more you shoot, the better you get at it, you know. And always remember, you know, how you treat others, and you know, a comment that may not be a huge deal to you might be a huge deal to somebody else, because you never know what people are going through. If you've ever met me and worked with me, you know that I'm that person that's going to hype you up, and whether it be at your wedding and make it your day, you know, like make it all about you and make it go as fast and smoothly as possible, you know, or whether it's a senior session or a maternity session or whatever, I'm your guy, you know. I'm going to be show up with that, you know, amazing vibe and just pump you up and get you rolling and get some good content, good pictures, whatever, you know. And I strive to do that. I really want people to have a positive, you know, feedback about their experience with me and my services and stuff. So, but yeah, you may buzz through this video and not really want to watch it or whatever. I don't know, you know, which is fine. But I just wanted to share some of my personal stuff with me. You know, if you do have kids, love them, call them up, tell them you love them, give them hugs, you know, make sure you know, because you never know, you know, things happen. He was a good dude. He was my best friend. And I always tell everybody that, you know, losing a child, no one's ready for that. It's tough. I'm doing good. I mean, I'm not making this video to bring anybody down or anything. I'm doing okay. You know, like I said, I stay busy and get stuff done. I've had a lot of change in my life the last few months, but you know, tragedy can change things. You know, it can make things different, make you look at life different, make you look at the future different, whatever, you know. You just got to feel like you just have to not give up, keep pushing through. And I almost did. I almost threw the towel in, you know, but I just wanted to share this story with you. It may not be that big a deal to you, I don't know, but being kind and uplifting others there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, especially with all the crazy going on nowadays. But if you see this video and you don't mind, give me a, subscribe. I mean, some of my content's pretty good. I mean, I try really hard. I try to keep up with some of the new gear and this and that, and give honest opinions about certain things that I use that I'm impressed with. That you can look back. I do a lot of BTS, behind the scenes stuff, where I like to go and do a model call and send out like a Pinterest board of like some styles, and meet somewhere and we'll do a little photo shoot. I'll set up camera and video the whole thing and then show you pictures throughout the video. I mean, I enjoy doing that, and it feels like those videos get more views than anything, and that's fine. I'm going to continue doing them. I have some more that's getting ready to come out, they're scheduled to release, and I keep doing model calls, so I enjoy doing that. And most of the people that I reach out to are all in because they want to be on YouTube or on Instagram, whatever I shared, TikTok, whatever. But yeah, but with that being said, I appreciate it. Like I said, subscribe, leave a comment, if you're going through something, and just say hey, and I'll give you a thumbs up, let you know that I see your comment, and I understand what you're going through. Get them cameras, keep on taking pictures, just keep busy, getting that good content and doing them posts and whatnot, So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Stay positive, uplift others. Anyway, see you later.